That's a little Mass Effect humor for you.
Was that Legion?
It's Legion, yeah. It's my favorite character in Mass Effect 2 is Jonathan from Property Brothers. Welcome to Video Bang. Whoa, no.
Video Bang? That's a different cast. That's a very different podcast.
Welcome to Video Game Podtimism, the Optimist video game variety show, where two best friends talk about the wonderful world of gaming. My name is Chase.
My name is David, and you can't just go past that, Chase Albee. You can't just leave that one in the rearview mirror.
I'm going to drive
we
right
have to
past
discuss
it.
this.
I know we talk about like what we're drinking every week, and this is turning into like a video game beer cast, but like I'm doing bubblies tonight. So like I'm a responsible little lad. And David's got a Mai Tai over there.
Mai Tais are strong. There's a lot of alcohol in a Mai Tai.
I was really worried that you were just going to like burst through the wall like Kool-Aid Man. Like just take the intro.
Mai Tai.
Yeah. Kick down my door to the intro to the podcast. So I was like, okay. Just like at least start on the rails.
Sure. Although I would be much more amenable to seeing a pitcher full of Mai Tais as opposed to a pitcher full of Kool-Aid. Like who wants a pitcher full of Kool-Aid? Let's think about this for a hot second.
I could drink a cup.
I could drink a cup, but like if I see a pitcher full of Kool-Aid, I don't know. That's not my vibe.
You're suspicious of the Kool-Aid Man.
I'm suspicious of the Kool-Aid Man.
Is he hiding something?
He bursts into your home without knocking. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's not a good start.
Is the Kool-Aid Man actually a police officer?
I knew that's where it was going.
A no-knock warrant.
I saw a twinkle in your eye saying like, I'm gonna fucking go after these cops one more time.
If we haven't gone after the cops enough on this podcast, strangely enough, for a video game podcast.
Yeah, fair, true. Hey, have you been playing video games, David?
Yes, I have been playing video games.
Here, I got a little plan. Why don't you tell me about this?
Oh, that's your plan?
That's my plan.
That's a great plan. I love that plan.
A grand plan, yeah.
That's a grand plan. That is
a grand
so
slam.
Easily... Ooh. Grand plan.
Sorry to cut you off at the pass there.
No, I deserve to be cut off for that one because what I had was not as good as the grand plan as a grand slam from IHOP. Anyways.
Yeah.
I have been playing video games. I've still been playing Madden.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like how you use Monster Train. I kind of use Madden. It's just like a low stress kind of pop in, pop out, play for like 30 minutes. Kind of game for me.
Sure. It's a turn the volume down on your brain for a second.
Yeah. There's a certain rhythm to it, and like real football, there is moments of just like not really having to do anything. It's just like sitting there and thinking like, okay, this guy's gonna do that, this guy's gonna do that, and picking the best play, and then you get to do said play and see if it worked out. So still enjoying that. It's still good.
No more spooky horror stories to speak of.
No spookery recently. The only thing that's spooky is the voice acting sometimes. Yeah, it's strange. There are large gaps in between people saying things in these cutscenes.
Yeah.
So it's like they'll say one thing and like the animation of what they're doing and what they're saying like keeps going.
Yeah.
For a good like 5 seconds, and then it switches to the next person saying something, and it just does that. I kind of just skip over everything because I don't have time for that.
I feel like games really have not, for the most part, nailed what natural conversation rhythm sounds like, other than like things that are like directly motion captured and voice acted in the moment.
Sure.
I feel like a lot of the time you see that where it's like...
Yeah, it's like it was dubbed over.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
So I don't know if they just didn't like... They probably just didn't put as much time into that part as they did other parts of it, which is fine. I mean, they release this every year.
It's a football game, man.
You can't expect it to be a perfectly polished piece of media every year if they're just doing it each time.
You're here for throwing the pigskin, not for jibber jabbering.
Yeah,
in the locker room.
I'm just trying to play some football. So yeah, you just get past all that part and just play the game, and the game's good. And that's really what you're there for. So yeah, still a fun game. Also has been playing Outer Wilds.
Nice. Hell yeah.
I flew into the sun by accident.
Yeah, sure.
And died. That's a thing. I saw a something orbiting the sun, and I was like, I'm going to try to get that. But the sun's gravity is so strong that either it just slingshots you into deep space, or you get sucked into it. There's a very little wiggle room for in between.
Sure, yeah.
I'm gonna probably jump back into that and try to get into the sun a little bit more, or get around the sun a little bit more, see what's going on there.
Nice.
But we'll see what's going on in that game. It's still very mysterious. I still like it quite a bit.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's a fun little roguelike.
Have it on good authority that you should play the DLC for it, Echoes of the Eye.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know there was DLC.
Yeah, I actually don't know if it's on Xbox or not. I'll have to check for it, but
Like at all on Xbox?
yeah, I'm not sure. I see it on Steam. Yeah, no, it looks like it's there.
I probably just have to buy it.
Yeah, that's possible. Listener Ben, hello Ben, said, "Wow, I hope David plays Echoes of the Eye." So whenever you're finished with the main game.
All right, Echoes of the Eye it is.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ben.
Yeah, great rec.
You know, a little aside about the name Ben. My last name is Benavides. So whenever we would go to restaurants, my dad would put his name down as Ben.
Ah, wow. A little sneaky.
Because Gus was too hard for people to hear him say, and also to hear other people say in the restaurant. There's too many things that Gus could be, but a Ben has a strong B.
Yeah, got that.
You know? Yeah, got that. It's not bean, but it's be.
Yeah, no.
But it sounds like you're gonna say bean.
Yeah.
That's how they would call my family when our table was ready.
Yeah. Hey, table for four.
Table for four. Yeah, that would be us. We have a table for four.
Have you dined with us here at the Spaghetti Factory before?
Ooh, no, we were more Buca de Beppo people.
You're more Buca people.
Yeah,
I like that.
we didn't really mess with this old spaghetti fact.
Yeah.
The old spaghetti factorio. We were more about Buca de Beppo. We're all about that macaroni rosa. That was our shit.
Interesting. Okay, nice. I was a big old Sketty Factory boy.
Yeah, I know. You had you were a sketty man through and through.
Yeah, I was a Sketty man. Love those breadsticks. I hate to say it, man. I was a big Olive Garden guy too.
I mean, you know, I want to go back in time and see if Olive Garden just has reduced in quality since then, because I remember as a kid, I'm like, this is pretty good.
Yeah, it's like the best shit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, wow, unlimited breadsticks and soup and salad. What more does a man need? But yeah, you would feel like a king when you go to old Olive Garden back in the day. Yeah. That's for sure.
Anyway, this has been the fast casual dining cast.
It's not even is that even fast casual, or is it more like?
I guess not. I think fast casual is like Chipotle.
Sit down.
Yeah, I went to Buca pretty recently.
Why?
There's one in South Lake Union. I was just craving bad Italian food, and like there's one not that far from our house. I was like, ooh, I think that would actually be pretty good.
That's my favorite Lady Gaga song, Bad Italian.
Want a big old bowl of spaghetti.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
That was beautiful. I loved that.
Bad Romance is a really good song.
Yeah, no disrespect to Lady Gaga at all. That's a certified bop.
Yeah.
Bad Romance.
Damn, we are far away from Outer Wilds.
We are so far from video games. Outer Wilds is good. Thank you, Ben, for the suggestion to play the DLC. I will definitely look into that. I don't feel like I've made much progress in that game recently because I've been sidetracked by other games. I'll get to those in a second. I also did a little dive into the Nintendo Switch Online once again.
Sure, yeah.
And lo and behold, there's a new game in the N64 section.
What is it?
Pokemon Puzzle League.
Oh, whoa. I didn't realize that was on there. Was that recent?
I think that's the name of the game. Yeah, I think it just went on there pretty recently.
Yeah, it says 3 days ago.
Yeah, so I popped on there. I'm like, oh, something new. And I never played this game before in my life.
Okay.
And I am a fan of the Pokemon.
Yeah.
So I was like, give it a try. Never played this one before. So it's fun. It has a silly little intro part with a Pikachu taking a dip in a pool and Ash just like hanging out. Very vibey for a kind of like B-side Pokemon game. She's like, oh, Ash and Pikachu having a fun time at a pool. Now they're going to do something crazy. I'm bad at this game. I'm really bad at this game. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's my eyes. I am colorblind. Maybe it's that issue with me. But I find myself that I just can't get over the fact that I can't change blocks vertically. You can only change them horizontally. And I want so badly to change things vertically. Maybe it's just like my Tetris trained mind just sees things in verticals and wants to change them that way.
Yeah.
But Pokemon Puzzle League says, no. Think horizontally, my friend.
Yeah. And
succeed that way. But I put it on the easiest difficulty. Gary is just kicking my ass repeatedly, and it is like my old childhood nemesis has come back and just like, remember me, fucker? What's up?
You might have beaten me a while ago, dude, but here's this weird Tetris thing I'm gonna kick your ass in.
You sounded like a character from a game we'll talk about later when you said that stuff.
Oh, really?
But yeah, Pokemon Puzzle League was kicking my ass.
Yeah.
I want you to play it and see what your experience is. If I'm hoping that it's not just me and maybe this game is just hard, but maybe I just have never really played a game like this before. But it was fun.
It's possible, yeah.
You know, it's a different type of puzzle game, that's for sure. But it definitely puts a nice little spin on the genre with a fun Pokemon background. And his damn Krabby kept on putting little water bricks above my area and making it harder for me to do pretty much anything.
Yeah.
Fucking Krabby. I always forgot that Krabby was a Gary Pokemon. But yeah, no, it was fun. I really enjoyed it. I probably will play it a little bit more to see if I can get further and actually beat Gary on the easiest difficulty.
Can get good at
yeah, the first level on the easiest difficulty, I need to be able to beat this for my own pride and honor.
Which is so bizarre. I know you're going to tell a story about something in a moment here, and it's so wild that Pokemon Puzzle League has bested you.
Yeah, so that brings me to my next game.
Yes.
The game I played the most this weekend, which is Ninja Gaiden Sigma.
Yes, you're back in it.
I'm back in it. If anyone who follows the cast regularly probably knows, last week Chase came in here and just really dominated the podcast pretty hard when he told me that he had started playing and then beat Ninja Gaiden Sigma after I had told him the week prior that I had just begun playing it. So I begun playing it, and then Chase comes out of nowhere and just like, I'm going to beat it.
It wasn't intended as a flex.
He looked at my gamer card and just like laughed at it. He just laughed at me. Just like, you're not a gamer.
Did the like anime laugh? You like punched as hard as you could at my face and I barely moved.
You put your glasses up on your
and they
on
shined.
your nose, and the shine blocked your eyes, and you're just like, nice try.
I have only yet begun to Ryu Hayabusa.
Yeah. Which unlocked my deep hidden potential, actually.
Sure,
so thank you, Chase. I had to reclaim my honor in some way. I was playing through this game, having a great time. It's a really fun game. Honestly, I've unlocked a lot more weapons. I got the Vigorian flail. That is a fun weapon.
Are those like the nunchucks?
The bladed nunchucks.
Yes, yeah. Those are good ones, yeah.
And they will decapitate anything real quick, especially against fiends that will just mob you. You just start smashing X and they die. It's great.
Yeah.
So yeah, been working through it, been upgrading weapons, have a fully upgraded Lunar.
Lunar's really good. That's
Lunar
like the staff,
fun.
right?
Yeah, the staff is cool. So I really like the upgrade system because I always love an upgrade when it changes the actual physical look of it.
Oh my God. I can't get enough of that shit.
I love it. That's something I wanted more from Elden Ring, personally. Like, if I had one complaint with Elden Ring, is that my weapons didn't get cooler the more I upgraded them. And they were like a pain to upgrade too. Like, just give me like a little bit of shine. Just make it more visually interesting. Just
you could even just do it for the very last level of it. Like, make it just like a little bit cooler.
Right? When you get it like fully maxed out, just like a little bit cooler. Yeah. That's all I ask. That's probably honestly my biggest complaint from Elden
which
Ring,
is shocking.
Which is a nitpick, as we would say in the biz. But no, I've been playing Ninja Gaiden. Great fun, plowing through it, and then I get to the monastery, and I jump down, and big ol' Alma, in all her glory, comes crashing through the window.
Yeah.
And I looked at her, and I just went, no, not today. Beat her on my first try. This is my gamer redemption moment. This is one of my biggest flexes maybe in gaming.
When you texted me this, I like, in like movies or shows where like the screen goes like inverted colors and like I'm like all purple and there's like glass shattering in the background. Like that's what it felt like. Like a ghost had just passed through me or something. A phantom.
Insert Tim Allen from Home Improvement.
Yeah. No, like the very dramatic moment where like a ghost passed through me and then Tim Allen goes,
a shock runs through you, a cold chill goes through your body, and the hairs on your neck stand on end.
Tim is here.
So yeah, that happened.
That is bananas, David. I cannot believe this.
Yeah, I've never played this game before. I mean, I played the first level when I was a kid, but I never got past that. I don't know what happened. I beat her. In my first with one go. I'm gonna flex that. I feel like this is a flex, and I'm gonna own this flex. It's hard for me to own stuff like this sometimes, but I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna be like, I beat Alma on my first try.
I think that it's worth it. Like, like if you over flex in video games, you're like that guy, Like, but I feel like that just having this one, that's really all you gotta say.
I mean, like Two Truths and a Lie Gamer Edition. Like this would stump a lot of people, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Beat Alma on the first try, sold Beats by Dre, and you have physically kissed Mario before.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, I wish I felt that mustache tickling across my upper lip.
Do you think he's a good kisser?
You know, it probably is a musty kiss.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he's a very active individual.
Running a lot.
He runs a lot. So there's probably like some sweat in that upper lip because I mean he's doing some battles, right?
Yeah.
He's really out there grinding.
Mm-hmm.
He's got that Sigma male grind set, just like Ryo Hayabusa. So yeah, probably, but I bet it's very gentle.
He's got finesse.
I bet it's very loving and finesse.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I think it might be a little salty.
Yeah.
And I think I don't know how well he takes care of his skin because he's always running and he's jumping, and that's a lot of wind and air against your pretty delicate lip skin.
Yeah,
it's gonna get chapped.
He's also outside pretty often, so like maybe sun damage is a thing. I've never seen him apply sunscreen before.
Yeah, no sunscreen, no chapstick. Oh, Cappy's friend, Chappy, the chapstick. Next game.
How can we build a whole game around chapstick?
I know, Mario. Probably sounds more like a WarioWare game to me, actually.
Chappy. They're just assless chaps that Wario wears while he's riding his motorcycle around.
Oh my god. That would be Chappy for sure.
Yeah, they should just
redo Mario Odyssey, but with Wario and Chappy instead of Mario and Cappy, and you just like take over other creatures with your assless chaps.
But they all have to wear them whenever you take them over.
Yeah, exactly. Just like the animals wear Cappy, they have to wear Chappy. They're walking around in his assless chaps, and he's just like, "You're mine now."
Man, I would play Wario Odyssey.
Wario, this is free money, Nintendo.
Yeah, come on.
All right, get on it. Chappy. Oh my
Chappy.
god. Chappy is. Those are Satan's chaps, I would think. He definitely makes a deal with the devil to get those chaps. They are evil. Cappy is kind of like chaotic good.
Yeah.
These are chaotic evil.
What even game were we talking about?
Ninja Gaiden.
So you beat Alma. How much farther did you get after that? Or did you just like put it down to bask in it?
No, I beat Alma and I beat Doku.
Okay, yeah.
The first time. I'm assuming I fight both of them again because neither of them died. The first one's in that arena. He's taken Rachel and you've just come up from like all the underground water bits. Oh no, is that before or after the underground water bits?
Have you fought the like worms that come out of the ground?
Oh, those were harder than Alma.
Those worms
hate
sucked.
Those worms.
There's tricks to like beat them. Like you just have to like know what to do, but like they're kind of bastards.
They are absolute bastards. You just have to wait and then dodge and then hit them because otherwise they just if you are aggressive with those ones, they'll just fuck you up.
Yeah.
Like if you're aggressive with Alma, you'll get her. You just have to be real aggressive with Alma.
You do have to kind of play it fast. Like you have to really get at her.
Yeah. Yeah. No, this game is so different than like a Soulsborne game for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because it's hard in the same way, but I feel like this game I have a much more intense like hatred for.
Yeah, it like really taunts you a lot of the time. Like,
this game
the
feels
game
like
wants to make you mad.
Yeah, it feels like it's rubbing my nose in my mistakes.
Yeah.
Whereas a Dark Souls game is more like, yeah, you fucked that one up, but like we were really showing you that the giant was gonna roll right then. So like you can't blame us. That's
you should
all
know
on you
for next time.
Whereas this game is like, the camera's not working and I can't see where this person is, and like I had no idea that there were people with bazookas about to shoot me from this radio tower. Like, why was I supposed to know that?
Yeah.
And now they're like already all there, and I have to just wait until I die to be able to do it over again in an effective way.
Yeah.
So I feel like I hate play this game a lot more than a Soulsborne game. It's much more if a Dark Souls game, Soulsborne game is training you to be a Jedi and to get into this very kind of like meditative, peaceful state of mind of just like reading your opponent. This game is turning you into a Sith and just letting you channel your hatred into the controller.
Oh my gosh.
It's a very different experience in a Soulsborne game. So yes, there's a lot of that Soulsborne DNA, but I think before I couldn't like put my thumb on like why it's so different. It's like it's my mindset when I'm playing this game. Yeah. Like this game is taunting me and using that like anger to fuel me to higher heights.
Yeah.
Whereas a Soulsborne game is just like, we're going to teach you how to play this game and you're going to figure it out and you're going to just like wipe the floor with these people at that point. Whereas if when I beat a boss in this game, I'm just like, I don't know if I'd be able to do that again. I just went into a blind rage and just like started doing like the things that I didn't even know I could do.
Yeah,
especially
just raw fury coming out of your hands.
It is just raw fury, but it's a very different and unique and fun experience to do that, to be pushed that way. So yeah, it's a very interesting game. It is just got to go hard.
Got to go
every single second that you're playing this game.
Yeah.
Then you'll beat Alma your first try.
God, dude, that's so wild. I'm still shocked. The specter of Tim is still behind me.
Tim?
Tim Allen.
Oh.
That was a pretty good one. I feel like I don't nail it whenever I try it.
For some reason, that noise is like burned into my brain from when I would watch that show as a kid.
Yeah.
Why? I don't know. Tim Allen has tapped into some sort of dark magic to be like, this is the sound that's going to get people going. And they're going to remember Tim Allen because of this. And we do to this day.
We do. Yeah, it's true.
Okay, that's all I've been playing, Chase. What have you been playing?
I've been playing some games. I'm going to tell you about two of them. Two of the games I've been playing.
All right.
The first one is called PowerWash Simulator, David.
I wanted to do this one on the cast. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Probably something I thought to myself. But anyways, give me all the details. I'm very curious to know how this game is.
This is a really weird game. I'm fairly certain that listener Rufus called his shot with this one too, because he was like, hey, I suspect that this will be a ding boy experience. Sure enough, David.
How many houses have you cleaned, Chase?
So I've cleaned 2 houses. I have cleaned a couple of vehicles. I have cleaned a children's park.
Oh.
And I am currently cleaning a skate park.
A whole skate park?
A whole skate park, David.
How satisfying is it, Chase?
This is the question I've been asking myself, because like I lost hours to this game on Saturday.
Really?
Hours and hours.
Damn.
I played it for probably like 3 hours on the first like 2 levels or so. Just going through, cleaning everything off. And for somebody who doesn't know what this is a simulator game where you just need to clean stuff with a power washer.
You power wash things, yeah.
If you don't know
what a power washer is, a high pressured water that cleans grime off of pretty much anything, any surface.
So like the way that they've gamified this is that like you essentially have to clean off enough parts of something. When you finish washing off a part of something, say like a wheel on a car or like a section of fence or something like that.
Yeah.
You have to clean it enough. You have to get enough of the grime off through just power washing. Once you hit a certain threshold, a literal like ding will pop up on the screen being like, hey, you did it. So like this is literally a ding boy video game.
Oh,
David.
Man. The Pavlovian ding.
It's so brutal. And so yeah, you just walk through whatever they needed to clean. So like on the level where you clean somebody's backyard, it's like you have to clean the stone ground that they have, like all the chairs that they have, their little like table that they have, the fence in their backyard, this little like pond pool that they have.
Okay.
And so it just goes on and on and on like this. You can purchase with the money that you make in the game upgrades to your power washer. You can buy a whole new power washer if you want to like get better
more
sprays
power?
and
more washing.
More washing, yeah.
Oh.
Or if you want to buy like solutions that'll help you like spray down,
break
like
down
a whole
grime better.
Yeah, a whole
get that
section,
rust
right?
off, get that lime off.
Yeah, exactly. If you don't want to go through like really specifically with your tiny little things, each power washer has like a couple different nozzles, right? So one that's like very wide, but it's not particularly powerful. So like if you just need to wash like dirt off of something, that does great. And then the more narrow it goes, the more like intense the pressure is. So if you've got like real sticky grime, then you got to like get right up in there.
Sticky grime, you say?
So I too am trying to answer the question, do I like this game? Is it fun? I don't know, David.
Is it fun or does it feed my addiction?
That's the thing is I was playing it. I lost like many hours to it. Em and I went to dinner. She was going to go hang out with her friends. And I came home and just immediately popped Power Washing Simulator back on and played until like midnight.
Honey, go be with your friends. I'm busy. It's fine.
I got work to do, man.
I got work to do. I got work orders coming in nonstop, okay?
I got to clean this dude's golf cart stat.
Oh, so hold on. I have a real quick question. Just a clarification, really.
Sure.
When the game dings, can you still keep washing? Or is it just saying like, this is an acceptable level of washed?
It essentially takes that section that you're cleaning and says like, this is done now. Any other little speck that you might have on here is cleared away. So like, this is a clean section now.
Gotcha. Okay. Continue, please.
So when I'm playing it, I wouldn't say like, this is really fun. Like I'm just like laughing out loud, having a great time. And like, there are moments even when I'm like kind of clenching my teeth a little bit because I'm like trying to get like the right line and like get every little speck of fucking dust off and shit. And I have to be like, okay, I gotta like not take this quite as like seriously and trying to optimize this as much as I am.
You're gonna need to put on a night guard or something.
Yeah, no, go. I mean, I have one, so I'll just go put mine on while I'm playing this game.
It's man,
a deeply satisfying video game, and I could see myself playing this entire thing and being like none the wiser, like just totally crushing through every level of this. And it is similar to the experience I had with Gas Station Simulator that I played. Yeah. I played, and what is it? House Flipper Simulator. I also played that one, where it's like
prop bros. I am the prop bro.
I am the property brothers. We are
the property brothers. Terrifying.
Does this brother have a soul? That's a little Mass Effect humor for you.
Was that Legion?
It's Legion. Yeah, it's my favorite character in Mass Effect 2. Is Jonathan from Property Brothers.
It actually was voiced by Jonathan from Property Brothers. That's where he got his start, actually.
Thing. Yeah.
He rolled Mass Effect 2 into Property Bros Empire, so good for him.
You gotta respect that. Anyway, so I think not the problem I have with those games, but it's something I notice about all of them is that like, because there is so little friction in most of these games that the experience doesn't end up feeling particularly rewarding at the end of it. That like, I'm like, I don't know that I did a lot just now. Like things happened and I clicked buttons and like a house was there now, but like,
I wish that's how it worked in real life.
Me too. And honestly, I think that's partially like part of the draw of it. It's just like, look at this like stuff that I can do that would take me all fucking day in real life.
And your whole bank account.
Yeah. And so like, I think this game it has a little bit more friction just because like you do have to wash every inch of this fucking place, you know, like
sure.
It's not like you just click a button and suddenly that part of the area is clean. Sort of similar to House Flipper Simulator, where like to clean a house, you just go like click and hold your mouse button and it like kind of cleans the area and you just wait a second.
Whoa. House cleaners are on notice with that one.
Yeah.
This is your whole job, and look how easy it is in this game. They do hard work.
I think it's got a little bit more friction than that. So like once you're done with it, you're like, wow, I did a lot of cleaning just now. I did it. But I'm still left with like kind of a weird feeling at the end of it of like, should I have done something else just now?
I guess it's the simulation genre is fascinating to me.
Yeah, no,
same. Because, you know, if we're having this whole entire conversation of are video games art, where do simulation games fall? Are video games also work? Can video games also just be simulation of mundane tasks that then become gamified and enjoyable? Because I mean, would you have as much fun actually power washing like your backyard if it was dirty?
No. And I think like what the artful things about these games, because like I'm fully on the other side of the art games art thing, right? Like yes, I fully think that they are
same.
And like I think if you're looking at the artful part of a game, I think that these games do a very good job of simplifying menial tasks and allowing you to feel accomplished in doing those things,
making the mundane enjoyable.
Yes, in like a way that feels like, hey, it taps into the part of your brain that once you're done cleaning your house, you're like, nice, my house is clean.
Gotcha.
That's cool. And so like, I think that part of it is cool and like it's satisfying and like taps into a part of my brain that will just keep doing that.
Sure.
Like I'll just keep going. But I don't know that like that is as rewarding experience as like playing something else.
Sure.
I'm not going to talk about it at length because I'm going to hold off until we do our full episode about it. But I beat Metal Gear Solid 2 and that game was like 9 hours or so. And like hugely impactful. I'm like still thinking about it. I'm still kicking things around. And like, I don't think a game's value has to be determined by like how long you conceptualize the big ideas in it or something like that. Like, I'm not so far up my own butt that I think like, artsy games are the end all be all, but like,
yeah,
it did leave an impact on me in a way that these games usually don't. Other than me trying to figure out what about this game is the thing that keeps me there.
Maybe it's more of like a reflection of of humans, of just like
Probably.
your base human self. Like, what about this game is making me enjoy it and like not want to stop playing it right now?
Yeah.
Because it really gives you the best part, power washing, without all the parts that suck, which is the physical labor and like holding on to this thing that wants to rocket out of your hands, and like your hands are aching, your cores is shot at the end of it.
The cleanup, the money you have to spend on it. Also, they don't model in this. I've used a power washer before. The option for something to go wrong, like I've cleaned.
Everything just goes right.
Yeah, no, it's like I power washed my backyard at some point, and like the stones that I washed off, super nice because they're just stone. It's easy to clean them off.
Sure.
I tried to clean off my wooden deck and started stripping the ever-loving shit out of the deck, and was like, oh no,
right.
I cannot do this one.
Yeah. In a video game, it'd just be like, no, you don't want to do this. Sorry.
Oh yeah, no, you just use a different one, or it just works. It's not a problem. So like the stakes are pretty low.
So in that regard, it is a power fantasy. Nothing can go wrong, really.
Nothing can.
You can only do it right. It just takes a long time sometimes.
You're never going to be in the hole more money than you already are starting up the game.
Yeah, you're never going to rent this machine for money and then fuck something up in your home that's then going to cost more money to fix.
Exactly. Yeah. Like it's just not going to go that badly. And so I think it's just this like sense of like accomplishment, almost like digital accomplishment.
Yeah, totally.
And like plenty of games do that. But I think the bizarre thing about the simulator games is that they do it so directly. Like I feel accomplished in Minecraft when I build a cool thing that I've conceptualized. Like that's really fun. It's creatively accomplishing to do that. Whereas this one is like, I have work for you. And you're like, okay, I'm going to do the work now. And that is satisfying.
Here's your hourly rate.
Yes. Like you're making more money to like start a better in-game business. I have no idea. So it's really bizarre. I'm probably going to keep playing it, but right now it is very much a audiobook or podcast game where like, it is the secondary activity.
It sounds appropriate.
Anyway, huge tonal shift. I am also playing Symphony of War. David,
what is this? Is this like Tales of Symphonia or something like that?
Not exactly, no. Symphony of War is this game by Dancing Dragons Games.
That's a great name.
Very good, developer name. This came out fairly recently. There's a world where it was maybe in early access a while ago, but it was really only on my radar fairly recently.
Okay.
I'm playing it on the Steam Deck, and it is a tactical RPG, I think most similar to Fire Emblem.
Okay.
There are a lot of parts of this game that share parts with Fire Emblem.
Sure.
I would not go as far as to say like it's a ripoff or anything like that. I feel like I would be hard pressed to call anything a ripoff because you still have to like build the fucking game. It's hard to do.
Would you say it's like a Fire Emblem like?
I'd say so. Yeah, like it's related somehow.
Yeah.
So I've played games like this before that are like trying to go after like what Fire Emblem is doing. I think Fell Seal is one that I played a while back, and like I'm not here to dunk on that game or anything, but it didn't really click for me in the way that I was hoping it would.
Yeah.
I've also played a number of the like ROM hacks of the original GBA games, which for somebody who doesn't know what that is, it's essentially like a homebrewed version of a Fire Emblem game, just using the Fire Emblem engine. So the characters are new, the dialogue is different, like everything is very different than what the base game is, but like the tactical RPG stuff is still kind of similar. And all of those have been like kind of hit or miss. I think there's always something not quite there. And that's not to say like that any of these games are bad or like to disparage the quality of them, because I thought they all had good stuff going for them too. But like they didn't have the staying power or the lasting power that a typical Fire Emblem game does for me, where like I will just continue to live in that world for a long time because I'm like, this place is great. I love all these characters. It's all like very fun stuff. So
you love the relationships.
Love the relationships. Love to kiss. You know how it be.
That's definitely going on your tombstone. Chase Albee. Love to kiss.
Love to kiss. I was like skeptical coming into this one because I'm like, is this like really going to do it for me? But I'm always willing to be proven wrong, and I think I was in this case.
Cool.
It had I think anything on Steam that has the like overwhelmingly positive reviews, I'm like, yeah, I'll go check that out. Because it means like most people who have played this have reviewed it like very well.
Yeah.
And it's you don't see that very often. I feel like there's not that many games that have the overwhelmingly positive reviews. And so I checked it out, and sure enough, like the fighting of it is similar. Like it's a grid-based fighting system game. So like you control a number of units and you're fighting against somebody else's army. It makes a interesting twist in like the fact that the individual units on the map actually representing like a number of people that you're controlling. So what that means is when you click on somebody, it's got like a hero, and positioned on like a tile system, there's like their support units or something, which can be anything. It can be like healers or archers or infantry or magic users or like any number of things. And once you're out of combat, you can go and like change all that. So like you can go recruit people who are just like nameless, or not nameless, they actually do have names, but less story important characters.
Yeah.
To change your army. So like your heroes all have their own, you know, specific modeled units, but the smaller characters, you can just kind of start building out these like units. That change, I think, makes it significant enough to the point where like when I'm going into a battle, I have to really think about like, okay, what kind of units am I up against, and how can I lay out my army in the best way that like makes sense, right? Because if you put a group of all healers together, then it's like not that effective. But if you put, you know, 2 healers and like 3 paladins or something in the front, like that's a real tanky unit that you can like put out in the front, and like they're not going to get killed very easily, right? And there's all sorts of combos like that you can unlock through like, you know, different XYZ thing, right? It's like, you know, if you put archers with this kind of unit, then they do more damage in the back line or something like that.
Yeah.
That all sounds a little overwhelming, but they do a really good job of tutorializing it and not giving you too much at once. They're just like, let's just use these units that we have in the beginning, and then we'll give you a little bit that you can fuck with over time. And they also have like really good like difficulty options and the ability to turn back just like one turn if you want to, or anything like that. So nice. They did that in Three Houses as well with Divine Pulse, but like it's so helpful to just be like, let me just take that one again. Because like I feel like I fucked that up.
Yeah.
So that's really good. It also like explicitly has these things called support scenes, which are similar to or very much from Fire Emblem, where like if people on the battlefield like get to know each other enough and they like talk to each other enough, then their relationship goes up, and you can see these like small interactions that they have with one another. And like, I wouldn't say the writing is like astounding in this game, and like oftentimes can feel a little wobbly, but like I get a pretty clear picture of who these people are.
Sure.
And like, you know, some of it's goofy and some of it's cheesy, but like I get it. Like
it's good enough.
It's good enough, right? Like there's a character that is like, I guess like a battle priest or something like that.
Ooh. That's a great
like,
class.
It's very good. She like has healing powers, but she is kind of tanky, and so she like typically wants to be in like a group with like a bunch of other melee users.
Does she have a Morning Star or something? A mace?
She usually heals, so like she'll stand in like the back and sort of just like heal the front row or whatever, but she's got a lot of health. And initially in the game, she's talking to somebody and she's like, yeah, I wanted to be a paladin, but like, you know, XYZ reason I couldn't do it. And there's like this, you know, legendary paladin unit that she's like, you know, the War Maidens or something like that.
Sure.
And she's like, I wish I could have been them. They're cool as fuck, but like it just didn't work out for me. And then like later in the game, you meet like one of them, and I'm like, oh God, I can't wait for these two people to meet, because this other chick is going to like freak out that she's meeting like one of the big, you know, war paladin girls, and like stuff like that, where it's like I get a very clear picture of who these people are, and the interactions between them are really fun. Visually and sort of stylistically reminds me of, remember those old like Hercules and Xena shows from like the early 2000s?
Yes.
It reminds me of that, of like Fire Emblem is really cartoony, and like the level of polish on it is really high. These games are the models of the characters. Some of them are like approaching realism, and like they look kind of like real people. Whereas like your main character is like an anime person. Like they have like blue ass hair and like feel very goofy. And so like,
sure,
I could see that being sort of weird, but like in the same way that like Xena owns, like that show is really good.
Yeah.
It's similar here, where like the surface level visual layer of it's very bizarre and kind of wonky, but like in there is a very good game. And like it does the stuff that I want like a Fire Emblem like game to do.
Sure.
And so I'm really into it. Like I think the overall story is like genuinely pretty good and pretty interesting. It, starts like not slow at all. It like puts you directly into this conflict, and the stakes seem pretty like, you're like, I understand what's going on here, but like clearly this is not the full story, because things seem to be working out pretty quickly, and then they all sort of come to a head, and like, there's a pretty sizable twist that happens.
What a twist.
What a twist. You start out and, you're in one of 3 kingdoms, and the kingdom is currently having this like rebellion led by this guy, and you're just a soldier. And so you're you're tasked with putting down this rebellion. And so you go and try and do that. And like, slowly but surely it's like, yeah, we're going to do this. We're going to beat this person. But like, this feels kind of weird. Like we're attacking our own countrymen. Like it's not great. And once you like go and beat the general of their place, you go in there, and then like the prime minister or something shows up, and he's like, oh, this is like really good jobs. I am gonna have to like apprehend you though for the attempted murder of this guy, or the princess that he's captured. Whoa. And you're like, what the fuck does that mean? And then he goes and kills the general himself, takes you prisoner, and then goes and kills the princess himself too.
Whoa, what a bastard.
You get put in prison and busted out by these like people, one of them being this like paladin girl. Who's like, there's this old prophecy about like there being 5 like heroes of legend. A couple people seem to think I'm one. I don't know. And like, you've got a great sense for battle. So maybe you too. But like the writing makes it feel like the paladin girl is not convinced that that's actually the case. She's like, this is something that people have said, but I don't know if it's actually like real or not.
Yeah.
But there's certainly bad shit happening, and like it sort of feels like that end of it is right. So it's interesting. Like that part of the mystery is really fun, even if some of the actual like dialogue is like, that's a weird thing to say, but like
a good prophecy is always fun.
It's always fun. And like for a while there, I was like very into games that are telling like really grounded human stories. And I still am. And I think that was kind of a response to like every single game being a game about being in a prophecy.
Yeah, absolutely. Every game, you're the chosen one, but you have amnesia, so you got to figure it out.
Yes. And so like, I think it's natural to want other stuff after playing those kind of games for so long. But like in a world where both of those things exist, I'm cool with it if you want to tell the prophecy story. Like that's cool too.
No, it's cool. And sometimes, they go too far in the other direction. You get Last of Us Part 2, which is a little too intense sometimes. Yeah,
just like kind of a harrowing journey. So like I'm cool with being an ancient hero of lore, that's fine. So yeah, I think it's really good. It's I wouldn't say a sleeper hit, because like a lot of people are playing it. But like if you're into this stuff, I think this one's close enough to what Fire Emblem is doing that they hit all the marks for me. It's totally possible that like Fire Emblem means something else to other people, and like this one won't do it for you, but for my money, what I go to for that game, it's doing a really good job of that.
Cool.
It's a good game.
Good game.
Anyway, this will bring me to my Podtimistic thing of the week, David.
Which is?
It is upgrading your class, David.
Ooh, that's a big one. That's a big one.
Love that. It happens a lot in Fire Emblem. It's happening in Symphony of War, where like your unit has enough strength and they can get an upgrade where they wear like cooler armor and can wield a fucking spear or something now. That stuff is so cool.
I wish there was a voiceover like what you just said for when you upgrade your class. Like you can wield a fucking spear now or some shit.
You got a spear, dude. So love it whenever they do that. I love it when it's accompanied by a visual change.
Oh yeah,
especially if somebody was not on a horse and now they're on a horse, because they're
that's a big visual change.
They have that in Fire Emblem pretty frequently
now.
Yeah, exactly. Stronger, got a horse, can go farther.
We're not one, but we're two.
We are two. Yeah, it's fun. I like that. David, do you have something fueling your sense of optimism this week?
I do.
What is it?
It is a good immersive helmet.
Okay. What do you mean? What am I thinking of?
What reminded me of it this week was playing The Outer Wilds.
Yeah.
And having my helmet on while I went underneath a waterfall.
Oh, yeah.
And just like the change in audio of just like that very clearly muffled, like I'm wearing something and there's water pouring down my head. That's the only sound this is. And then afterwards having like these beads of water running down it as it dries off. But always have a good helmet, like especially in any game where, there's visual effects on the helmet like cracks or perspiration or even the HUD or just like, oh, there's a little bit of the screen just like cut out on the side to make it feel like a helmet.
Halo does that.
Halo, Metroid Prime games were a great example of this. Outer Wilds.
Oh yeah, true.
So those are the games that really come to mind when I talk about that, but really great. I always love that. Just adds to the level of immersion quite nicely.
Yeah, totally. I agree. I think Doom had a good one, if I remember correctly. Like
Doom did have a good helmet.
I don't remember if it stayed around. Like it might have been one of the ones where like it shows up right when you put it on and then it like kind of fades into the background. But
yeah,
I remember it being interesting to like have the helmet on. Hey, do you want to move on to our main thing, David?
Let's do it.
Hey, it's Good Games. It is the segment where we talk about the okayest games of yesteryear and gush all the things that we love about them. We have recently opened up our suggestion box. It's on podtimism.com if you want to get over there and check that out.
Yeah, we're reaching deep into our bag now.
Yeah, we're in our bag, as they say. Mm-hmm. And we asked for some suggestions. We got some. Thank you for those who submitted one or many. And one that we said, hey, I bet this is easy to get because it's on PlayStation Plus, whatever that thing is.
PlayStation Premium.
Well, I had seen this game before, so I was like, well, I'm into checking it out. Is Ark the Lad, Twilight of the Spirits, suggested by Hill. Thank you, Hill.
Thank you, Hill.
Thank you. Cool suggestion. You've done us a great service. Thank you, Hill, for your suggestion. We appreciate it. Mm-hmm. So, with that, can I hit you with a few hot stats?
Please, hot me up.
Hot stats. Hot stats.
So let's see. Ark the Lad, Twilight of Spirits came out June 23rd of 2003 in North America.
Okay.
For the PlayStation 2.
Sure.
This was, of course, developed by Cattle Call. I had never heard of this company before.
Cattle Call, like cows?
Yeah, like cows.
Fascinating.
And they have developed such games as Ark the Lad, obviously, The Legend of Legacy, The Alliance of Alive, and...
These are made-up names.
Those are real. And Upuna.
Wait, hold on. The Legend of Legacy?
Mm-hmm. And The Alliance of Alive.
And Upuna.
Yeah. Hits. We got so many hits in the Cattle Call catalog.
Those first two games, are they related at all? Because their names sound very similar.
They're sequels. Alliance of Alive is a sequel to The Legend of Legacy.
What a strange name.
By and large, Japanese releases. And
sure.
So I don't think we got a lot of these in the West. But we did get Ark the Lad, Twilight of Spirits.
Okay, we got that.
This is the 6th entry in the Ark the Lad series. Many lads have been arked over time, and this is the 6th
I didn't know there were
one.
So many.
Yeah, there's quite a few apparently.
Yeah.
This was my first exposure to the lad and his arcs. I do have a review from Joe Video of Ark the Lad, Twilight of Spirits. I have taken Joe Video's review and I've run it through Google Translate a number of times. It was originally in French. We've walked through
the Strait of Esperanto.
We've walked through the Strait of Esperanto, through Chinese and Japanese and Latin and Zulu and Armenian back into English.
Sure.
And we've got a nice little review.
I'm ready.
Yeah, this one's fun. I like this review. Jovidiu said, "The new Bow Lord, frankly, is not pulsing with his brothers. But it doesn't matter. It has enough ghosts to win the battle of hearts and lovers, of sunny landscapes and haunted slopes. Unfortunately, some of the offense kept him from getting to where he needed to be. Pity. When emerging companies understand the importance of voiceover psychology and character, we will survive. When we begin to understand the importance of sound in our brains, we will be safe. Until next time, 7 out of 10 from Joe Video on this one."
That one, it felt like it was trying to put something into my brain.
Yeah, there was an idea trying to be like implanted.
It wasn't trying to convince me of the idea or like communicate the idea. It was trying to forcibly put the idea in my brain with that review.
Without directly really communicating what it was saying, right? Like it's like every other word is the one your brain's going to pay attention to. And so it's saying
the
something
last couple of lines about sound really reminded me of if someone's trying to brainwash you, those sounds, it had the same kind of cadence and authoritativeness as a brainwashing sentence.
The Winter Soldier's like going to wake up in a second if they listen to this podcast.
Absolutely.
When we begin to understand the importance of sound in our brains, we will be safe. Definitely seems
that is definitely a trigger sentence. Absolutely a trigger sentence to wake up a sleeper soldier.
100%. Hey, could you tell me what Ark the Lad Twilight of Shadows, Twilight of Spirits is?
Ark the Lad Twilight of Spirits is a fantasy RPG.
Mm-hmm.
So you're in a fantasy world of monsters and humans and magic. It is a top-down, isometric, turn-based RPG.
Yep.
Where you have free reign in a certain sphere of where you move. So it's not like grids or anything like that. You have free reign there, but within a certain area. You can do attacks, you can do magic, you can do items, what have you. Regular RPG stuff. Yeah, and the probably the most notable thing is that the game switches between two characters, Karg and Dark.
Dark, yeah.
Two very interesting names.
Yeah.
In their own ways. Yeah, and it kind of goes from there. There's mysteries, there's prophecies, there's windstones, there's spirits, there's Twilights of Spirits, there's Orcons, all sorts of good fantasy elements in there. But yeah, it's pretty straightforward RPG for this time, I would say. Yeah, anything to add to any of that, Chase?
No, I think that's it. This game definitely this is sort of an aside, but felt like Blockbuster core to me. Like I always saw Ark the Lad at Blockbuster.
Yeah.
Never played it, surprisingly enough. I feel like I would kind of play like what the fuck ever, but never picked this one up. So I was definitely interested to play this one.
Same. I remember hearing the name. I remember seeing reviews and ads and whatnot, but I never picked it up as a kid.
You had mentioned to me before we recorded that you liked this game.
I was having a fun time arcing that lad in the Twilight of the Spirits.
Yeah.
It hit me in the same way that a Kingdom Hearts would, in a way.
Love that. Yeah.
Like the very cartoony look to things, a very bright, kind of chipper, but a morbid tone in some ways. Yeah. And it was always, I knew I was playing a video game, which sometimes I like. I like just it being silly and goofy and just not trying to take itself too seriously. Sometimes I really enjoy those types of games because so many games take themselves so seriously nowadays. Yeah. That having was just like, hey, this is just a game. Like we're just messing around here. We're having a good time. Hope you have fun.
Yeah.
But that's what this game's tone felt like to me. Like there's this kind of silly story. The voice acting, is something to discuss, of course. But the overarching game in and of itself was compelling enough for me to put a good like 5 hours into this game.
Nice. I
got decently far. But yeah, what was your experience with it?
I agree with you that like the tone of it is pretty nice, and it definitely feels like a game of this era where like
absolutely it's like very it's PS2 core.
Yeah, no, it's true. I thought the like battle system was like definitely interesting enough. It's not exactly the same, but it does remind me of the way that like Shining Force operated a little bit.
Sure.
With like just the movement of the battle, and to a similar extent Valkyria Chronicles, where like
absolutely
you have a set amount of movement that you can do on the map, and then you're kind of free to go wherever in there,
and then you do your action based off where you want to go.
Exactly.
I thought the same thing. Valkyria Chronicles came to mind for sure.
Yeah, which I like. I think that's an interesting approach to like movement in a otherwise like pretty static battle system.
Yeah,
exactly. Like rather than the Final Fantasy or Dragon Quest approach where it's you pop into a battle system and you're in the same place every single time. It's like you kind of have to work with like the topography of the battle that you're in.
Sure.
And so like I thought that was pretty good, honestly. You know, if I'm looking at like Podtimistic stuff to be like interested in, I liked the battle system. I thought it was like cool and inventive, especially for 2003. Like again, I know I just compared it to Shining Force, which came out like 15 years prior to this. But
yeah,
like, I did think it was interesting and novel in a way that I don't remember seeing a lot in the PS2 era.
Yeah, I felt like it did have a very different take on not just combat, but a story. It was a very unique story, which I did enjoy that, and the setting was interesting too.
Yeah, the story itself is like, it feels so video gamey in a way that like is kind of like you were saying, it's kind of fun. Apparently this game is like very much connected to the other series. I think let me look this up, but I don't know if there's a direct storyline between people, but the Ark the Lad 3 takes place 1,000 years before this game.
Oh.
Which I really like.
Drakengard Nier Automata shit.
I think so, yeah. Like, I really like it when games or movies or really anything says, hey, I know the story that we told you is, XYZ, but fuck all that. We're going to skip 4,000 years into the future, like KOTOR. I was just talking about that. And we're doing this totally other thing now.
Yeah.
It allows you to kind of like engage with the lore a little if you want to. But also you can just have a totally different world, a totally different like set of characters, which is great.
But have like especially fun callbacks to the last previous
for
titles.
the people who are really into it, they'll be like, oh, I know what that thing is, or I know this character, or some sort of reference or something. But like, I didn't catch any of that. I didn't play Ark the Lad 3.
Yep.
So in this world, I think in the last game, there was this outbreak. I guess, I don't know if you want to call it that, but like outbreak of daimos, of demons. And essentially over the last like 1,000 years, there's been this ongoing conflict between humans and demons. And so like, I think initially there was some sort of like, they had tried to live with each other, but
didn't work out.
Now it is not working out. That like, there's definitely conflict between these two.
The world has been split in twain.
Yeah.
Humans on one side, daimos on the other. No mixing.
Right. And but what is I think fun about that is that the story follows Dark and Karg, who are human daimos hybrids.
Yes.
So like that, obviously you can kind of see where the story goes from there, right? Like it's an interesting take on this.
Yeah. Except Dark got the short end of the stick. He definitely looks much more like a hybrid than Karg does. What happened there?
Karg just looks like a dude. Yeah.
Is there any explanation for that ever? Is like, oh, his mom like removed his scales in his sleep or some shit. I don't know.
I don't know.
I never got to that part at least. So
Neither
otherwise
did
it seems
I,
like,
yeah.
damn, you really get like discriminated against a shit ton in your society, whereas this guy's like a prince, essentially.
Yeah. The plot synopsis is like 8 paragraphs long.
Ooh.
So quite a bit in there.
This felt like a girthy game.
Yeah, I was looking at like, I wonder how long it would take to beat this. I was like, oh man, this actually looks quite long. Main story is 36 hours. So yeah, like I like it when video game stories or really any stories are able to engage with their own like lore in that way, where they're like, we're kind of going to be able to pick and choose like what parts of this we really like. Spoilers, but eventually like the big bad from the previous couple of series is like, I've just been sleeping for 3,000 years. I'm back. It's the Lord
I'm ready to eat. Nom nom nom.
I'm the Lord of the Black Abyss. Which is pretty sick.
That's
like
a great name.
Yeah, it's very good. So I definitely like that part. And the story's fun. Like you're saying, the tone of it's really like kind of chipper. I just think like some of the JRPGs from this era do a really good job of setting the tone. I was just talking about Dragon Quest, and like we talked about level 5 being like the very good people who do this.
Yeah.
But this game I think does it well too, where like the tone that they're setting is really fun. Like I get a good idea of who these people are. And they do a lot of just like, I don't know, tone setting. So I liked that. It was good. You seem to play it a lot more than I did, though.
Maybe. How far did you get?
I probably played it for like 2 hours.
Did you get to Dark?
I did. Yeah. So like, I knew that was a thing, that like there was a 2 character thing. I was like, I at least got to like see it through like the beginning of this game.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting, but I wasn't like super compelled to like get back in there.
Yeah. There are some points in the Dark section where it gets kind of dark.
Yeah. Wow. Nice.
There's one part, I don't know if you got here, but this woman who's his slave owner, essentially.
Right. Yeah.
He has like Stockholm syndrome with her. He's like, yeah, I know she sucks and she tortures me and she like whips me and fucks me up in a lot of ways phically. But she did like feed me and like make sure I didn't die, essentially. Yeah. And she gets kidnapped. You have to go find her, and you fight some monsters, and at the end, for seemingly no reason, you just get overpowered, and there's nothing anybody in your party can do, and they rip your wings off.
Yeah, that was wild.
Did you get to that part?
I did. The imagery there was fucking nuts.
It was brutal. They rip your wings off, and then Guido's like, oh yeah, I was actually selling you out because you're a worthless, like, piece of shit, essentially.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Pretty wild.
Very, very brutal. Yeah, and it was an interesting tonal shift, because it's like this very cartoony, almost chipper tone of a game, and then it's like, oh, here's some mutilation. Also, what's up with all the cars and subway station in Orkthon? What's going on there? Similar
sort of reveal to Ninja Gaiden, where they're like, actually there's a lot going on here that like we're just not showing you yet.
Yeah. So I mean, I just thought it was an interesting story. is really what it comes down to. Interesting enough to get me to keep playing, and enough of a nostalgic throwback in visual design and tone and gameplay mechanics that kept me going.
Yeah, for sure.
Because PS2 is definitely like my era of games.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's just kind of fun to step back into that sort of game design realm of just like, oh yeah, I know how all of this works. Let's go.
Yeah, I agree that like revisiting something like this can be really cool, especially if you like hadn't played it before, and especially if you are similar to either of us in that like PS2 was like an era that you played a lot of games in, because it feels like something out of time. Like when I played Racing Lagoon, it felt like that, of like, this is a PlayStation 1 RPG that I had never ever seen, and here it is, like just intact, which is cool. I like that a lot.
It's just fun to go back to.
Arkin Lads and Kissin' Dads.
Dream Daddy?
Yeah, why not?
Ark the Lad and Dream Daddy crossover? Is that what you're suggesting right now?
Why not? I was mostly just trying to spit out a rhyme. What did we say the name of the episode was going to be? You said it before the podcast.
I'm barking, bark.
Yeah, it may have been Arkin and Barkin or something like that.
Yeah, it was Arkin and Barkin. It was Arkin and Barkin.
Hell yeah.
Oh, it's gross.
I don't really know what it suggests, to be honest. Like, I get the first part where we're playing Ark the Lad.
The barking, I feel, has been co-opted by the internet as like a submissive sexual thing.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Like, I'm gonna make you bark, right?
Yeah, I would never bark for somebody like that.
I would never
yeah.
bark. That's kind of where I was thinking about it. It was Arkin and Barkin.
God damn.
When I said it, at least, that's what I was thinking. But
I was just sort of imagining like the game is so good that like you're barking about it. Like you're just like, I gotta tell somebody.
Maybe the game is so good I'd bark for it.
Oh, okay. So yeah, we're still in that realm, huh? That's fine.
I'm just saying it works both ways.
It does work both ways.
But I enjoyed the game.
Yeah.
I thought that the voice acting for the two main characters, all the other characters were like normal.
Yeah.
But the two main characters were pretty over the top.
They were putting some PS2 special sauce on there.
Dark sounded like a teenager doing a Will Arnett impersonation.
Oh my God, yeah.
Do you see that?
I do, yeah. He's like attempting to make his voice very low.
Whereas Karg sounds like, I don't know, some YouTuber or social media guy I've seen who does like this really nasally voice in all of his videos.
Yeah.
Of just like kind of it's like the DreamWorks face of voices, essentially.
Yeah.
So not, I know I'm kind of being a nasty boy right now about these two characters, but I think that they are done in a way that is strangely endearing in that they are just so over the top and ridiculous. It's like, you can't be upset by it. It's just absurd. In a way.
Yeah, it comes back around. Like initially, like, this is very strange. But then at a certain point, once your brain is adjusted to it, you're like, no, I like this weird way that this person is speaking.
Yeah, they lean into it just enough. Did you ever cast Cure with Dark?
No.
Oh, okay, you need to listen to this voice line.
Oh, cooling wind, heal this body.
Yeah. Oh, cooling wind, heal this body.
Chill me out, dude.
He's so gravelly.
It very much feels like an anime villain sort of like voice going on there.
Most definitely. But I had fun with this game. Thank you, Hill.
Yeah, thanks, Hill. This was a good one. I feel like with games from this era, there's so much more to chew on sometimes than like, any of like Super Thunderblade. Super Thunderblade was very simple and like, there was like 3 things to talk about in that game.
Super Thunderblade was bubblegum. This is more like a box lunch.
Yeah, you're getting some stuff in there.
You're getting some stuff in here. There's some stuff to unpack.
I wouldn't say like every inch of it is perfect, but it's not bad. Like there's a lot of it that is really good.
I think there's enough care put into it that you can appreciate it.
Yeah.
And something I really did also like, I just want to do an aside here, is the map. I really like the maps.
Map is really fun, yeah.
The map was very bright. I always love a topographical map.
Me too.
That really shows like the terrain. Mm-hmm. Like a map is fun too, but where you're really showing me the world, I'd love that. And it just gives you so much more world building opportunities as opposed to just like through the story, like show me, don't tell me kind of thing, which I really liked. I really liked the map. And you can see that like on both sides of the map, like in the human side where you see like all these beautiful mountains, it's so sunny. And then the Deimos side was like dark ruins and like a ruined human city over here and like a subway station that's all fucked up. I liked it. I like that. I enjoy that.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. They do a good job of like kind of I wouldn't call it totally environmental storytelling, but like you get a good idea about the state of the world based on like the towns that you're in.
Yeah. Did they ever explain the cars and shit?
I didn't get any explanation if there was one.
Maybe Karg is named after cars, but over time it's just been warped to Karg. Oh, that's a Karg over there because Kargs go fast. This lad arcs fast.
I'm looking at the plot synopsis for Arc the Lad 3. There is a lot in this game.
I don't doubt it. Just the amount of story I got through in the brief time that I played Arc the Lad, this version, Twilight of Spirits.
Yeah. Apparently in Arc the Lad 2, there was the Great Disaster, which I'm wondering if that is like the moment where cars became extinct and Kargs became the new thing.
Enter Kargs.
Do you have anything else to say about Arc the Lad?
I enjoyed it. I might play more of it. It's fun.
Nice. Yeah. Check back in if you do. I'd be interested to see kind of how this turns out.
Yeah, I will. Do you have anything else to say?
No, I'm good. I like this game too. I came in a little hot on it, but like, I think you everything that you said, I was like, yes, actually, that is a good part of this game. So,
I brought out the Podtimists in you. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, yes, yeah, that did happen.
Thanks, baby.
Yeah, absolutely. I wasn't gonna come in here and be a nasty boy about it. Like, that's definitely not the point of the segment. But I was like, ooh, am I gonna have to like kind of reach for some stuff? But no,
sure.
You put the team on your back, David.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed this game. It was a lot of fun. It was a great way to spend a Saturday. Hold on, Chase. I have a segment that I want to do real quick.
Whoa. Okay. What's up? Secret segment incoming?
This is secret segment. Wee woo. This is my game pitch of the week, Chase.
Oh my God. Yeah. Tell me.
I forgot about this. Then I saw my note on my phone, and I'm like, oh no, this needs to be said immediately. I was playing. Mallory's out of town right now, which is why I had so much time to play video games over the weekend. And she called me on Sunday, and she's like, "Oh, how are you? What have you been doing today?" Just a check-in, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, "I've been doing well. I've been playing a lot of Ninja Gaiden." And she's like, Ninja Garden? And then
you don't say.
we started talking about it, like Ninja Garden. That would be a good game.
Yeah.
That would be a retired ninja master going around his or her neighborhood and stealthily creating beautiful gardens and increasing everybody's curb appeal and home values in the neighborhood.
Yeah, they're like sneaking around, like being very quiet about it.
It's essentially a stealth Stardew Valley.
Yeah, no,
is what I'm thinking of.
That's really good.
So yeah, do Stardew Valley, but at night and stealth.
Why not?
If you get caught by your neighbors, don't get caught by your neighbors. They don't want you out there on their property mucking around.
They might be a little weird about it.
Yeah. They put that grass in there for a reason. But you're going to tear it out and put some hardscape in. It's also a dating sim.
I mean, why not? You like accidentally like run into another ninja tending to their garden.
Ooh, no, that's good. That's a good twist. There's another ninja who's like a very different type of gardener than you are, like the polar opposite.
They're like way more into like natural gardening, where like they're not actually taking a lot of weeds out. It's just like stones and like rocks and shit.
And then you fall in love.
Yeah, and then you fall in love.
I don't know what the name would be. I don't know a lot of good like ninja names.
Yeah.
Do you know good ninja names?
Ryu is really all I've got.
Just call them Ninja Gardener and just let the gamer's imagination fill in the rest.
Yeah. Stealth thumb.
Stealth? Like a green thumb, but a stealth thumb.
Green foot. Green toe.
Green toe sounds dirty.
Yeah. How about green foot?
Green blade.
Green blade.
It sounds like a vampire movie now.
Yeah, again, the Blade extended universe is getting really weird with Super Thunder Blade, and now Green Blade.
I forgot we talked about that for Super Thunderblade.
Yeah,
Blade the vampire riding around. No, it definitely is actually Vampire Blade.
In his retirement years.
Because he uses a samurai sword, doesn't he?
He certainly uses a sword. I don't remember if it's a samurai sword.
I guess he would be kind of considered a ninja because he's a daywalker though. So he doesn't come out at night.
Oh, is that true? God, I haven't watched Blade in a long time.
That was the whole entire point of Blade is he's a daywalker. So he's a vampire who can go out during the day, right?
David, I don't think I've seen Blade since 1998.
I don't ever think I've ever seen Blade, but I know Blade lore.
Just really into Blade lore. Whoa.
But I've been on the Blade wiki, so I'm kind of an expert. Is he a daywalker, right?
I don't know. I'm just on the IMDb. I've got nothing about daywalker versus not daywalker. Blade, who is a human-vampire hybrid that possesses the supernatural abilities of the vampires without any of their weaknesses except for the requirement to consume human blood.
A daywalker is a type of vampire or half-vampire who can walk in the daylight without harm. Blade is a daywalker due to his mother being bitten and turned into a vampire while she was pregnant.
So anyway, we're gonna need to talk to Wesley and see what he's doing. See if he's down to star in Ninja Garden.
Oh, Mr. Snipes.
Have I got a game for you, my friend? Do you like gardening?
I bet he does love gardening. Who doesn't love gardening?
I think Blade seems into it. I like that.
I mean, when you're wealthy and old, from my personal experience dealing with a lot of wealthy older folks in my job, they love to garden.
Yeah.
Gardening's their thing. So it would follow. Blade would be into gardening. But yeah, that's my game pitch for the week.
Yeah, that's really good. Thank you. I was not expecting it. I'm glad I wasn't because that was very good.
Do you have any notes?
No, it's perfect.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
We're gonna ship it.
We're shipping it.
I want to make sure that you can kiss the other gardening ninja.
You could kiss the other gardening ninja. You could kiss yourself. You could kiss the plants if you want.
You get extra points if you do that.
You get extra points to kiss the plants. Plants respond to love. This is a fact.
Especially from Blade.
Especially from Blade.
It's not easy to produce love from Blade.
I mean, he's a vampire.
Yeah.
He is a vampire. They're not known for their love.
Have you seen Twilight, David?
Vampires in quotations.
Don't pretend they're not fucking vampires, David.
I know. I'm just dunking on them. I'm sorry. They're vampires.
They're vampires.
They love in this one instance.
Yeah. If you would like to do something involving Podtimism on the internet, a great place to start is podtimism.com. You can go there. You can listen to the show if you want to. You can find our Twitter, our email, a link to the show if you have no idea where to find that.
Yeah.
You can also check to see if we've covered a game. I don't think every one of them is in there, but I am approaching closer to finishing that up completely. You can also suggest a game, as noted by our suggestion from Hill. Thank you, Hill.
Thank you, Hill.
Yeah, you can go suggest a game in there. We will play literally what the fuck ever you send us.
Maybe it's a great game like Ark the Lad.
Maybe it's a great game like Ark the Lad. And yeah, if you like the game, tell us why. Or if you have never played it or don't like it, that's fine too. We'll play it. We'll find something good in there. You can't stop me from playing these games.
You can't stop Chase from playing a video game. This is something I can absolutely confirm.
I'll find a way.
If you get in the way of him and his video game console, his desired game of choice at that moment, he goes white in the eyes, starts frothing at the mouth a little bit.
And I tell you to kick rocks, fella. Hey kid, beat it.
Hey kid, just in that same tone. Hey kid, beat it.
Beat it. I would like to play video games now.
And if you don't, he becomes Blade.
And then I sit and wait for you to leave.
This is a sit-in.
It's a boycott of you being here.
Against your oppression of my video games.
Yeah.
You monster.
Thank you, Scout, for your hard work on our podcast art. She's done a great job on it.
Yes, beautiful.
Scout out of the week. If you want to go support her, you can do that at her. I've been pronouncing it Ko-Fi for a long time.
Is it Kofi?
AJ on Async said they think it's coffee because you can there's explicitly on there a way to buy coffee for somebody. Say like buy me a coffee. That seems it stands to reason that it is a coffee page and not a Ko-Fi page.
You know, there is a coffee shop in Palm Springs called KOFI Coffee.
Wow. We're getting put onto our learning game.
It's a good coffee shop too.
Nice.
If you're ever in Palm Springs.
Well, this is a good art shop if you want to go to ko-fi/humble.com/humblegoat. You can find Scout stuff there. And also, if you want to help out the show, you can review it on Apple Podcasts, you can review it on Spotify, you can subscribe somewhere, or you can tell a friend. If somebody's like, hey, what podcast do you listen to? You could say, hey, I'm listening to Podtimism. It's neat. I've seen people do that recently. Thank you.
Hell yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, people.
Thanks, people.
Thank you for doing that. Thank you,
great.
people. It's great. We appreciate it because we like to make this show. It's very fun to do. Love spending time with one another and you, listener. Thank you for being here. It's great. I am always consistently bowled over by people listening to it, enjoying it, and saying the stuff they like about it, and saying that it provides some amount of positivity for them. which is great.
Love it.
That's all I can hope for. I'm not coming here for like cool game thoughts. I'm coming here to be like, I hope your day's good.
Yeah. You're not here for the analysis.
No, man. We do that. We do that. But like, I just hope your day's all right. Like, that's cool.
I hope you're doing well.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Hey, David, do you have any gaming wisdom for us this week?
I do.
What is it?
You know, if you are given the gift of ninjutsu,
Yeah.
you can either choose the path of war
Yeah.
or the path of gardening.
It's one or the other.
Both are equally viable options.
Probably, yeah.
And I hope you choose the path of gardening because it's great to make something beautiful in this world.
I always need a gardener.
That's true. You wish you had a ninja gardener.
I wish I had a ninja gardener. Recently, I was in communication with some gardeners in Seattle because our backyard was a fucking disaster because I am no ninja gardener. And I was like, hey, when can you come? And they said this day. I'm like, great, see you then. And they never showed up. We were having a dog party yesterday, and I didn't want these dogs to like step on like a blackberry bush or something, which we do have.
Oh, blackberry bush.
We got vines and shit. They
Sure.
pokey.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
And so your boy had to go out there and get his ninja garden on for like 6 hours last Saturday. That was a challenging day for me, but
you persisted.
I pulled out my dragon sword and jumped into the air and flying swallowed. Is that the
swallow?
move?
Yep.
Yeah.
All over the place.
Yeah. I was just whipping around the backyard.
You know, maybe Ninja Garden is a Stardew Valley like. Ninja Gardener is more just a third-person action game where you go around and your job is to be a gardener, but you're a ninja. And instead of being out there in the day, you just do it at night. And then people wake up, they're like, I have a beautifully maintained garden now.
Yeah.
And they leave you money. They Venmo you.
Hey, dude, sweet work.
And it could be like a crazy taxi where you have to get through like a certain number of gardens to get more money. And like the quicker you do it, the more money you get. Like how well you do each garden depends on how much money you get. That's a good game too. That's a fun one. You could do that.
I hope the Offspring isn't doing anything because I do need some new sick tunes for that game.
We need fresh tracks, Mr. Offspring.
Yeah.
Did Mr. Offspring get you?
Yeah, I don't know why that one sent me in a weird spot. Okay, hey.
Yes.
Good to have you here, listener. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what this is.
You went too far back. You went too far back there.
Oh God, I forgot how to do an outro.
We're just riffing now. We're just riffing.
Usually we just do it, but then
I threw you for a loop by going back to a game again. I think is what happened.
Yeah. Here's our cool new sign off. Gamers Garden. Okay, no wait, we'll do the thing. We'll do the thing where we switch off words, and this will be our gamer sign off for the week.
I'm ready.
Okay. Blade
Dragon.
That's fine. That's good enough.
Blade
Dragon. Just sounds cool. It's not even anything.
Blade Dragon is our sign off.
Period. Bye.
Blade Dragon.